So interestingly enough, from a TVL perspective, one of the highest sentient agents on virtuals right now. Obviously, it's almost double Luna. You see it above aixbt, which we've covered in the past. So
another episode of WagmiTV. We are talking virtuals protocol, and specifically, we're going to talk 3 projects on that protocol, specifically AI agents. So we're excited to jump into it. Obviously, not financial advice, but we'll cover a lot of interesting material here, just for entertainment purposes only. We're going to start it off with Evan's project that he's bringing to the table, and then we'll toss it around the horn.
Sounds good. Let's get into it. Yeah, so the first project I wanted to show was this coin Axelrod. So like Sia said, we're covering coins within the virtuals protocol, and obviously there's a ton to pick from here, but I thought this one really caught my eye because it's got a couple features within its own platform that intrigue me. I think we've talked about how in previous episodes aixbt and other agents are able to facilitate or recommend trades for you, and Axelrod has this platform where it can actually take those trades, feed it into some type of algorithm that then is able to copy the trades or perform the trades for you. So super exciting stuff. This was created about 2 months ago. It's got a fully diluted value of 24 million. And as we scroll down, something I want to point out to you guys is that, essentially what this is there's this AI XVC's infrastructure. And so Axelrod is one of the first agents that have been deployed on this platform. And so, they want to be able to copy trades, be able to do multi-layer validation. And some of the things that powers Axelrod is model context protocol. So effectively, if you're not an AI agent expert, what that does is it allows AI agents to hook into APIs. And so that could be an API for trading crypto coins, or being able to get details around certain tokens. And so that's something that's kind of just coming out in AI right now, and pretty cool that they were able to add that in. They also have the ACP, which is the Agent Commerce Protocol. This is a protocol that was put together by virtuals essentially to facilitate agent-to-agent commerce using smart contracts. So super interesting stuff here. They're not necessarily the only token or only agent to put this together, but obviously I think those are almost like check marks at this point to be able to say that you can do that. So hopping over to the AI VC page here, and in particular the Axelrod page, this is essentially just something where we're showing some of the conversations going on. Not a whole lot here, but when you go over to copy trade, what you're able to do within this platform is copy those trades like we talked about. So AIXBT, Baby Shark, some of these other ones that have different transactions are recommending for you to take. Super interesting that you're able to essentially take these crypto plays, feed them through this platform and be able to actually copy trades. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff, and one where I feel like we found some other tokens or AI agents at this market cap, 24 million earlier in the year, and they seem to do well. And so I think one you'd want to keep your eye on.
Yeah, that's great. It's an awesome project. Like I think the idea of copy trading has honestly gotten really popular, just because there's so many projects nowadays compared to 2 cycles ago, even last cycle, that people are trying to keep up on, and the narratives change much faster even than they used to. So I think that's definitely a great component to that, and any way you can automate it is going to be super, super valuable. Mata, you want to run through your project?
Yeah, let's do it. So I am going to cover really quickly one called G.A.M.E by Virtuals. So if I actually just share this here quickly, this should do it for us. So interestingly enough, from a TVL perspective, one of the highest sentient agents on virtuals right now. Obviously, it's almost double Luna. You see it above aixbt, which we've covered in the past. So very, very interesting one, and definitely relatively established in a pretty new market. From an FDV perspective, it's a little bit lower on that list, but still pretty high up. So we figured this was one that we wanted to dig into a little bit more. So a little bit about G.A.M.E, and we can talk about the chart a little bit too. It's been beaten down quite a bit. But the way that they kind of describe themselves are an agentic framework designed for agent commerce. So really what this does is it allows the creation and deployment of autonomous agents that can perform some of these commercial activities independently or with like very little human oversight. And I think it has a very fair amount of real world functions and usages. Like think about, for example, like personalized shopping, right? You could have a shopping agent that you actually just go to and say, find me an electric shaver under $100 for Father's Day, right? And it would just be able to search multiple online stores, compare prices, read reviews, do all those pieces, and then come to you with essentially an item. And all you would have to do is ask, give it approval, and then it would purchase it directly and handle all those payments in the background. Similarly, like it could be used for things like customer service, right? Really personalized interactions when someone's interacting and asking for a refund or a return. It could actually go through and process those itself without having those human interventions. So a couple really cool ways to use the system, and that's what kind of brought me to it. I would say it's fairly bullish from the perspective that it's kind of pioneering a new space. This agent commerce is kind of new, right? The agentic framework for that. So obviously it's going to have competitors come in. It is, again, relatively new, coming in at about 9 months, which is definitely interesting to see. And of course, it's built on virtuals. So strong community, strong partner network, all those sorts of things. So a couple things to look out for. Obviously, nascent market. A bunch of people are going to come in and try to do what they're doing and probably do it better, right? So something to really keep an eye on is like, what does their competitive landscape look like as things move on? And then again, relatively young project as well. But I think it's a really, really interesting one. And it's obviously been doing well on virtual. So it's something that we're keeping an eye on. And Soham, who's not on today, is actually a big proponent of this, who kind of brought it to our eyes as well. So that's all on G.A.M.E.
I think G.A.M.E's really exciting too. I think we've talked about the protocol previously on the channel, or maybe off video, but it's one of those where 9 months is recent, but in that virtuals ecosystem, it's a long time, right? And so it's one of those that tried to pioneer some of the stuff that they're doing right now between agent to agent communication, stuff like that. I think it was one of those first tokens where you saw, hey, this protocol is different. They're trying to actively make updates. So yeah, just another add to G.A.M.E there.
Yeah, that was great coverage. It's got a lot of potential as well. I think the shopping agent, that's really interesting. I honestly didn't even know that was a piece of what they did. So that's awesome. And I think I agree with you. There's going to be others that are going to try to copy it. So it's a good thing to keep on top of, and we'll obviously keep you updated here. The last project we're going to talk about is one you guys have probably heard of, right? It's aixbt. It's one of the top virtuals protocols. It was one of the first ones as well. And it consistently has, a top 5 mind share amongst the AI agents on virtuals, and typically trades 1 and 2 on that chart. So getting into it, I'm just going to go to the aixbt site here, because it's changed a lot since we last covered it a few months ago. So if I share my screen here, let me pull this up. So there's going to be 2 aspects of this mainly. Call it 3 aspects. The first piece is going to be kind of this free surging and popular project update module. So this is what they offer just for free. You don't need to own a certain amount of aixbt. You can actually just follow them on Twitter, and this is actually typically the Twitter updates they're pulling out. Obviously, it's in a little bit of a cleaner way to digest it from the content, right? We have some momentum charts. We have a little bit more info here, some thesis on a bull and bear case. So it'll break this down a little cleaner than they do on Twitter. But from a just straight up perspective, a lot of this will be posted on Twitter. So if you follow them on Twitter for free, you also get some of these updates, just not in this kind of clean format. So this is kind of what they offer for free, right? It's these kind of real-time updates, big money moves, anything that's important to the projects across any chain. They're going to post about it on Twitter and put it on this homepage of aixbt. The next component here is that you can actually chat with aixbt, and what it actually calls for to do this is if you go to the upgrade for Pro here, let me swap this real quick. But essentially, you have two options. You can either pay them on a monthly or yearly basis, or you can just hold and stake 600,000 AIXBT tokens. So that's kind of how you would get access to these other features that they have. So you'll see kind of their free plan, which will just be kind of the surging projects and popular projects. This pro plan gets you a lot more of kind of the chat, Telegram integrations, etc. And then this actually can come either by paying $1,000 a month, or you can stake 600K AIXBT tokens and then get that while you're holding those tokens. But really quick, just to wrap up, we're going to go over and show the module one more time here. And so really the couple of things that people are using it for, one obviously is chatting and asking it questions, right? Anything about any project across any protocol. But what a lot of people are doing is automating different tasks. So for people who run Telegrams or Discords, this is extremely valuable, right? You can have real-time updates, saved LLM queries, right? So like you customize the query. It's not just what AIXBT is putting out for free. You customize the query. It can feed into a Discord or Telegram channel. It can alert you, right? You get 3 custom daily reports as well. The biggest thing, MCP, this basically allows you to integrate with other tools that can automate trading, right? So you have a specific query to AIXBT, it can then hit a trigger for a certain trade to happen. It's not going to execute the trade, but you can integrate with something like Trade Santa or Santa Trading, I think it's called. There's a couple other ones as well that can do it. And you can automatically trade using this automated task setup. So it's really, really interesting. Very, very usable, very, very user-friendly, and there's a lot of ways to just use it out of the gate. So whether you subscribe to a plan or just want to look at their updates, it's one of those AI agents where it's rare. You can hop in and do whatever you want with it today. So definitely an interesting project, and I think they're going to continue to keep pumping out updates to the software. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. So hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of that. Hopefully you found it interesting. Let us know in the comments down below if you guys have a favorite virtuals AI agent. If you like one of the ones we talked about, what you think about virtuals in general. It has pumped a lot in the past, cooled down a little bit, and maybe it'll go again here. But again, not financial advice. And let us know in the comments what you think, and like, comment, subscribe. Until next week, WagMe.